just a very long video, and it's going to take some time, so make yourselves comfortable. This lady came in with a completely blocked left ear, and on first examination she didn't want to go away because she was actually going on holiday shortly. So I could see just a little gap just at the top, so I ummed and ahed about whether to do irrigation, whether to do microsuction, but I thought I'd start first just to see what the texture of the wax was like, because I had a gut feeling the whole thing was just going to come out in one big mass. But you can see straight away that the first little piece has just come away, and it doesn't look like it's going to come out in one go, which was slightly disappointing. Patient was very happy to sit there, and you could see it on a big 50-inch flat screen TV what it was I was doing. Interesting to note that her other ear was completely clear, and I suspect that the reason that this one ear has become blocked is that the lady has had a hip replacement, so she actually sleeps on her right hand side, which means that good old gravity means that the wax never gets a chance to actually move outwards. It's always sliding downwards. And there's the other reason why I think we've had the trouble that we're getting, is that this particular lady, you can see there's just a lot of hair, and I suspect what might have happened is that again the hairdresser has unfortunately left some hair just in her ear, because that hair is too thick to be just the hair that's in the, you normally find in the ear canal, so it's normal hair, and that's got matted with the wax and has formed this plug. Now still I'm possibly 5 or 6 minutes into this, because what you guys don't realise is a lot of these procedures take me a lot longer, but obviously I try to edit them out. And it's just, I'm just looking at that, I can just see over the top there that I know I'm fairly clear of getting too close to the eardrum, but it just cannot seem to get this to move in one go. I'm just beginning to think to myself, should I have irrigated this? But then look, we can see that little gap just in the top there. And it's actually easier for me to view, I think, than possibly than you can see it. And it's quite deep, but I just feel that at some stage I can get the Jobson horn in there and get this out. But what I'm trying to do is just trying to work this round. Now I'm going to have a go on the sidewall here. Have to be careful doing that, because sometimes you can make the ear bleed. But you see, even then it's not moving. What normally happens is when you begin to free it up from the side walls of the ear canal. Now interestingly, you saw my hand beginning to shake. This is about 10 minutes into the procedure, so what I will do now is I will actually stop, and I'll just put my hands down by my sides just to get the blood back into my hands, because what you got to remember is I'm actually holding the patient's ear, I'm holding the camera as well, and then using my other hand on the Jobson horn. So what I'm actually trying to do is just try and free it up from the sides. You can see, look, there's quite a lot of it wants to move, but it's this front piece is quite sort of gooey, and is not going to come out. And I could have microsuctioned that little bit, but the patient was quite happy, and I was quite happy to carry on with this procedure. It's actually I feel as if the whole thing has just begun to just move slightly out of the ear canal. But it's a very long procedure. Patient was absolutely fine. The only person was actually stressing about it was me. Was the fact that it was just taking a long time. Now look there. Now we can really begin to see that we've got a fair bit of movement going on now. And we've managed to get that Jobson horn in there. What I like to do is that when I get to this sort of position, as I've got the Jobson horn actually in the wax, I'll actually try and just put a little torsion or a little bit of twist on the Jobson horn, almost as if it's trying to just twist that wax out, because that little bit of torsion just helps to remove it, unstick it from the sides of the ear canal. But this is what you can see where I'm just beginning to peel that off, and you can actually see there's a thin membrane there. That's the very fine thin layer of skin and wax which is just peeling off the ear canal quite nicely. This lady's not on any medication, so I'm not too worried about if she'd have been on some sort of anticoagulant, I'd be worried. So here we go. So this is now looking quite exciting, and it looks like this has now filled up the whole of the ear canal. The patient's now saying to me, I can't hear anything at all. And I'm saying to her, don't panic, because we're just about to get a eureka moment. So I'm just slowly trying to get that down and then rotate that. And again, you can just see me rotating the Jobson horn just as I'm bringing it out. And this is just all slowly coming down the ear canal. It's an absolutely huge amount of wax, and you can see the hair that's all mixed with it. It gets slightly shaky with the camera. For the people who are going to moan it's a bit shaky, because now I'm having to move the camera out slightly of the ear canal so that I can carry on showing you these shots, as otherwise I'd just take the camera out and I'd just remove that with an instrument. So I'm actually holding the camera there. So now I've got all that out, and then slightly disappointingly we've got this big mass here which I've managed to bring to the front of the ear canal, which I'm now just going to remove. Patient was very relaxed, no worries, thought it was absolutely fascinating. Had never seen anybody do this sort of procedure before. So there's one bit, and oh, there we go. Look, we've only got half of it. Absolutely loads more down there which we need to remove, but I can see that the ear canal is fine, no damage to the ear canal. We've not sort of scraped the surfaces at all, but we're going to have to go in and get this second piece. I've stopped again, and I'm just now resting my arms down, just letting the blood supply get back into my hands, just having a gentle chat to the patient and actually telling the patient what it is I'm doing in case they're worrying. So I really know that if I can just, the eardrum is quite a way off, so I know I can just get this into this mass. I know I'm just going to get all of this just to come in one big movement, but it's just not having it. And you can see even more that I'm bringing even more wax out. It's absolutely amazing. I've never seen so much come out of one ear canal. It must have been absolutely rammed. So this is just now what I think is the last dregs of the mass. And you can see, look now, you can see there's quite a lot of hair mixed with this, and I think this is what started it, a combination of the hair and just sleeping on one side. So again, ear canal completely occluded. I'm now just slowly bringing this out with a great deal of relief. Oh, it's all done. Just slowly removing this last little piece. Just bringing this to the front of the camera. And oh, eureka. There we go. Look, a lovely, healthy ear canal. That slight redness that you look is not soreness. That's what we call a flamingo flush. Yeah.